Well, hey there. Have you ever wanted to start a blog? Maybe you didn't even know you needed to start a blog. That was me back in 2018. You see, I had grown an audience over on Facebook of over 100,000 followers, but I had very little to show for it. So I heard about this thing called blogging, and it completely changed my life. If you are sitting where I was, or maybe you even have a blog, but it's just not creating the kind of income that you wanted it to, I have great news for you. I am sharing with you my journey along with all of the shortcuts and tips that you'll need to get your blog up and running so that you can be profitable. So if this sounds like exactly what you need, just head over to creativesonfirepodcast.com/start and get started today. Well, hey, my friend. Welcome to Creatives on Fire, the go-to podcast for content creators looking to grow their audience as well as their income. I'm so excited you're here. I'm your host, Melanie Ferguson. Well, hey, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, I have a special guest, my sweet dear friend, Miss Char Huskins. She is an avid website builder. She has been in this online space for 28 years, Char.
28 years.
And she is living her best life out in Nebraska, USA. Char, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
I'm so glad for you to be here. So, listen, before we get started, Char and I met in my sweet friend Summer Hammond's business group. And I just wanted to do that quick shout out. I will link back to my episode with Summer so you can check her out. But she has an amazing group, if you have not heard about it, called the Soaring Sisters. And that's just where we lift each other up and we encourage each other. And so Char and I met in there, and I'm so excited to dig into what Char offers. So Char,
Yes.
to get started, tell us a little bit about your journey from blogging yourself to now what it is you offer for bloggers.
Sure. I actually started website design 28 years ago, back before people thought they needed websites. So that's kind of how my husband and I actually both, when we met, he's a website designer as well. So we kind of go back, to the early dinosaur days of website design. And in the beginning, I had to build websites for people and then help them do everything because there was just not a capability and blogging wasn't a thing. Somewhere in the early 2000s, blogging became a thing. Mommy bloggers kicked in, grandma bloggers, nana bloggers. And so WordPress started, and I started using WordPress to help clients build their websites and blog. And it exploded in those years. And I loved it. I loved what I did, but I had to stop for a while because I started having babies, and it's really hard to design websites when you have children and toddlers. So I leaned into arts and crafts for a good long while, all the while helping a few of my really close friends/clients with their blogs. And a few years ago, I decided I really want to lean back into this blogging thing. I've always been a writer. I'm really passionate about people sharing their story. And so that was it just sort of evolved into this thing where I really want to help women find their voice, share their story, whether it's blogging, sharing their arts, their crafts, their writing, or just, building a legacy that they can, with blogging, you can turn it into a book. There's just a lot of things that you can do once you've got all of this put out there. So, and WordPress has evolved into such a fabulous content management system. So it just makes it so easy to put your story out there. So that is what I'm doing. I'm helping women find their voice, share their story in whatever way that looks for them. And it's individual for every woman. So, and I've done a few men, but mostly my niche is women. So,
I love that. I love that you're able to weave in what you love to actually help others. And that is definitely a gift. And I feel like that is something that you should look for when you're looking for solutions for your business. You not only need to just say, how can I get this thing checked off my list? I think with something as important as your website, your blog, your future, your income, it's really important, not so much also how you do it, but who you do it with. And with Char, that's kind of what made me gravitate to Char, was because of her heart and her knowledge and her experience and her love for doing what it is that she does. So Char, tell us a little bit about, we'll just get straight down to the nitty gritty. Tell me about the top 2 things you do for people.
So I offer a website blog package where you can have basically your all of your information within your website. WordPress it's a full service, I mean full content management. So you have your blog and your website all together. We build several pages together, your about page, your contact page, if there's information about your art, your craft, your writing, that would be all included. And then we set up a blog where you can the difference between a website and a blog is an ongoing thing. You're going to continually be writing posts for your blog, hopefully on a regular basis. And some people do it once a week, some people do it 5 times a week. It really just depends on what people are looking for. But we set all of that up. I help with if you don't have a logo, you have branding, I help with all of that. That's included or not, depending on what you've got. Or I work with what you have. A lot of people come to me with kind of a starting point, but they're not sure. I actually typically get a lot of clients that have tried to do it themselves and realize this is way over my head or more than what I can handle. And so that's kind of where I specialize in just kind of like taking over, taking the headache away, fixing all the things, making everything work. So then it's a full, beautiful, product that you can then just take and go.
I
Um,
love that. And so I would also say that in these times, I know a lot of people are like really attracted to that microwave method where it's just like, okay, you can just go into whatever resource and tool and couple of clicks of the keyboard and you have this website. This is so much more. And that is why I love it. And you may save a couple dollars by doing it the kind of DIY way. But like Shar said, you're going to have headaches. You may not set it up right. You might be I'm going to say you probably will be super disappointed with what you get. I know one time I bought a theme and I installed it on my WordPress and I was like, now what? Like it doesn't look like the example. And so you really benefit when you hire someone like Shar to do it for you because she's going to do it not only for you, but with you. And she's going to take into consideration like the things you like, the things you don't want, the things you saw that you wanted, the bells and whistles. And I love that. And she's super affordable because this type of kind of hand holding usually comes with a super high priced point. But I think with Shar's heart for helping people, women especially, get started, she's made this where it can fit into anyone's budget.
and yeah, I'm 100% everybody is individual. And so no website is the same, no process is the same. And that's what I love about it. I love being able to just be a part of each person's story as we build what they're looking for and what they're wanting.
I
So
love that. And so basically, if you want the fastest way, tell me, Shar, what is the length, a typical process length from hiring you to getting a finished product?
it takes about a month. Sometimes we can do it faster. It really depends on how much content and information and stuff you've got in place already. But most of the time, I think just the going and back and forth. What happens typically is if you hire me, then I'm going to send you like sort of a questionnaire of some things. I'm going to try to talk to you by phone because get a lot more information a lot faster that way. And just kind of get a vision of what you're looking for, what your purpose is. What is it just do you just want to share a story or are you trying to make money? Are you using it to showcase what you're already doing, just kind of all of those things. Try to get a good feel for that. And then it's really one of those things that's hard to define because sometimes after a conversation with a client, I know exactly what their website's going to look like or really close. Sometimes I have to just play for a while. So there's a 2-week process there playing and putting together a draft. And I always do my draft online. So like behind closed where nobody else can see, but the person and I can see. So I'll typically do like sort of the basic overview of it and I send it to them. And then we just tweak and tweak. So the tweaking is what like maybe takes another couple weeks. So
So it
um,
depends on how picky you are.
yeah, exactly. And also and really how much content you have. Because if we have to start from scratch and I'm like, you need to write a bio, like a biography, you need to some people have all of that already and a lot of people don't. So but I help with that. I kind of send out homework, like here's what your homework is. This is what I'm gonna need next, that kind of thing.
Actually kind of making it fun.
I try. And usually it very much is because it's something that people have been wanting for a while. A lot of the times they've been putting it off and or tried and couldn't, they're frustrated and they just want this thing to happen. So it's exciting for both of us that we're able to build what they've been sort of visualizing and wanting.
And Shar actually will take, if you have done what kind of I did at the very, very beginning many moons ago, invested in something and didn't get anything near what you thought it was going to be, she will take whatever you have started and help you mold that or completely scrap that into something that you absolutely adore. And I love that she said a month. So, Shar, in that month, like that gives your clients time to get their audience excited about what it is that's coming soon and cannot wait to share it with you guys. And as they're going through this process with you back and forth, they're able to give them little snippets and say, you're just refueled with your excitement over and over, and you're able to express that to your audience and get a ready and willing audience that's like, when the second you hit live on the site, they can come and read all the stuff and promote, support you. And then when you promote it, they're not just like, where did this come from? So I love that. So Char, let's kind of turn the page a little bit. So we've hired you, we've gotten our website, and if we needed it, plus maybe our Shopify or e-commerce or WooCommerce, whatever, added to our site. And now what? We have a choice. We can kind of, again, DIY. We can just start blogging, or we can hire you for another one of your services, which I absolutely adore, the blog management. So tell us a little bit about blog management and kind of what that looks like.
Okay. And again, that's pretty individual for every person. I mean, it's very specific depending on what people want, but I am sort of a ghostwriter. I can do that for you if you have, for instance, I have a client. Can I name drop? Summer Hammonds. So I have worked with her and I've worked with several others, but basically they said you can send me your as much or little as you want in terms of what you want a blog post to look like. And I will put together and try in your voice. It takes a little while. There's a little bit of a, month or two of process where we're working together to get it to where I can sound like you with the voice that you want to share. But I basically do the blogging for you. So, or some of the blogging. Some people do both. Like they do some of it themselves and then they send. So I have a package that starts at 4 blog posts a month. So it'd be once a week. And then I go on up to, I mean, I'll do as many as you want, but my packages are like four a month, 8 a month, 12 a month. So like
And it includes Pinterest.
Pinterest, I do social media graphics. I'm a graphic designer as well. So I mean, that kind of goes together, obviously, with website design. So yes, so I will write the blog post, put the Pinterest graphics together if you want social media. Not everybody wants all of that, but happy to do that as well so that it goes together with the post. So it's really full service. I mean, you can actually like, if you wanted, you could start a blog and not really blog that much. I mean, you can really have somebody do that for you. So
I think it's also a great way just to kind of get your feet wet and see what it's supposed to look like if you even want to just try it for a couple months so that, and you might start with even like, I'm not promoting the lowest package, but like if you weren't sure, you could start with the lowest package and then do your own posts in between. And now you're posting double, you're getting double the traction, and you will see growth online twice as fast. And then once you get the hang of it, you can decide, hey, is it for you or not? And if not, you could just hire Char to do the rest. If it is, you could do it more on your own, whatever works for you. So I absolutely love that. So I love, love, love all of your management options because that's something I wish I had back when I started. All of it's something I wish I had back when I started. Someone who could build it for me the right way first. You have no idea how much time I wasted trying to figure it out. And then also someone to hold my hand with those first few posts, if not continuously. So, Shar, let's talk a little bit about kind of the hot topic, the elephant in the room is blogging even a thing anymore? Like like should we even pursue this? And what is your opinion?
well, yes, I think it's still a thing. I think it's changed a lot over the last 15 years for sure. The clients that I had that I started with WordPress, they do it completely differently than they used to do. It's so much obviously with social media and all of the things. There's so much more to it. I think it's awesome and fun. There's a lot more creativity to it than just writing for writing's sake. But I think it really depends who you are and what you're wanting. Again, if you're wanting to just share your story for legacy, if you're wanting to show your arts, your crafts, your writing, there isn't, I mean, people are still reading blogs. I think it's something like 87%, people are taking that content in. They're also reading emails. They're also watching you on social media. So you do need to have a full package. I'm 100%. That's what part of the thing that I also do. I've just added that back in is I'm helping people get their email lists set up, whether it's Flowdesk or MailChimp or whatever. That's critical because people sometimes aren't going to go to your actual blog a lot. You need to get them to your blog, and an email list is a really perfect way to do that. My best, like, I guess my highest success story client, she's been doing this for 15 years. She literally blogs twice a week at this point. She used to do twice a day back in the day, but she sends an email out every day and she's sending people to her blog over and over and over again every day. And she's still making the same amount of money, like with traffic and all the things. She just had to shift how she gets the people to her, but they're still reading, they're still going. And she has some really specific things that people want to hear from her. And that's what she writes. So you can get really specific. I think it's different than just throwing out content every day, all the time. Yeah, that's kind of my overview of that.
I love that, and I agree, obviously, because that's what I do as a full-time blogger and for a full-time living for a family of 4 is this online business called blogging. So, I don't think, I don't think it's going anywhere, but like you said, I do feel like it is definitely changing, and people don't like change. So, the people who don't like it and are quitting are definitely what you're hearing the loudest, and I feel like the people that are still sticking to it and still working. I think it's like the duck on the water. Their little feet are going underneath the water are going to be the ones who still see the benefits and just pivoting a little bit about how we get the traffic to the site and email. That's so good to know. So, listen, you could actually hire Char as your complete personal assistant, your total VA. She's the whole package. But yeah, speaking of packages, I do agree that you need the whole thing. So you need an audience, you need a social media, just kind of to put yourself out there because that's where the masses are, let's be honest. And the email list, and then this blog. This blog might be the one part of your business that you're missing right now. And that's the purpose of this episode was to help any one of you who are listening who are thinking, what next? Or there's got to be more, or I don't want to be at the mercy of these social media giants and getting hacked and getting algorithmed and all the things. What else is there? What can I make money with? It's this blogging. And Char is here to help us do it. So, Char, thank you so much. This has been so amazing getting to know you a little bit better and definitely all the things that you offer.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. And I'm excited. I wake up every day just I can't wait to get busy. And I've got, everything, every day, things to do and people to help. So,
Do you have some advice for the brand new person?
that's a good question. I think get connected to people that are already doing it. There are a lot of, like you said, bloggers that do this for a living that have been doing it for quite some time. Take a time to like do a little research and see what people are doing. Find your niche, find your thing. I know that's just such a silly thing to say. I mean, it's sort of like everybody says find your niche, but really genuinely find what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what's going to fill your cup to write about on the regular because it's not necessarily easy to just, oh, I'm just going to be a blogger. I mean, this is a full-time if you want to turn it into a money-making thing, you need to do your research and find connection. I think that like something like Summer's group where you have people that are just kind of pouring in what they've got and sharing, those kinds of things are invaluable. So, because it can get pretty lonely behind a screen when you're trying to put something out there from, wherever you are and trying to make connections. So, purposefully make those connections. That's something I have not done in my business in over 30 years. I've done as well as I should have. And it is phenomenally better when you're a part of a group or have people you can turn to and say, what about this? And what's happening? And what are you seeing? And are you pivoting in this direction? That kind of thing. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, Char, where can they find you online if they want to check out your services?
charhuskins.com. And I'm Char Huskins on Instagram and Threads, Facebook. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll drop all that in the show notes for you guys. I so appreciate you, Char, and I've loved getting to know you better over the last several months.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure too. And I always love it when I see your face on Zoom in summers. I'm like, yay, Melanie's here.
Aw, well, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.